In the year 29 AC, a silent, invisible killer called the Great Spring Sickness devastated the Seven Kingdoms, claiming the lives of hundreds of thousands. In King's Landing, the dead piled so high that the king's hand, Lord Bloodraven, ordered the corpses burned with wildfire. The night sky glowed a sickly chemical green as the city's population turned to ash. High birth offered no protection. The sickness killed the benevolent King Daron II and his heir, the heroic Crown Prince Valar, both of whom choked on their own fluids within the Red Keep. Following the plague, the crown passed to the scholarly Ares I. While he buried himself in books, his uncle, the albino sorcerer Brynden Bloodraven Rivers, turned the realm into a police state, governed by whispers and spies. The tragedy in the capital left the monarchy weakened and the countryside desperate. Far from the Iron Throne, in the Northern Reach, the struggle for survival was being fought over the very soil. 2 years after the Ashford tourney, Sir Duncan the Tall and his squire Egg, the disguised Prince Aegon Targaryen, are traveling through a landscape cracked by a brutal summer drought. They have taken service under Ser Eustace Osgrey, an elderly knight living in the shadow of his family's former prominence. Eustace is a man defined by what he has lost. House Osgrey once dominated this region, but their ancestral seat, Castle Coldmoat, now belongs to their rivals, House Weber. Eustace is left with Standfast, a crumbling stone tower overlooking 3 poor villages and parched fields. Dunk and Egg share their duties with Sir Bennis of the Brown Shield. Bennis is unwashed and cruel, representing a side of knighthood rarely mentioned in the songs. For Dunk, the reality of his vow has become a cycle of enduring the heat, managing hunger, and navigating the pride of a bitter old man. While exploring the parched land, Egg notices that the local stream has stopped flowing entirely. It didn't recede slowly, it vanished overnight. Dunk and Bennis ride upstream through the dry riverbed and find the cause: a massive dam of timber and stone, cutting off the flow. The dam was built by peasants serving Lady Rohan Weber of Coldmoat. They are redirecting the water to her own thirsty crops, starving the Osgrey lands. Sir Bennis demands they dismantle it. When the peasants refuse, he draws his sword and slices an elderly worker, leaving the man bleeding in the mud. That single act of unprovoked violence by a sworn knight ensures the dispute can no longer be settled with words. Upon hearing of the confrontation, Ser Eustace doesn't rebuke Bennis. Instead, he views the dam as a final insult to his dignity. He recalls fishing in the stream with his dead children and decides he would rather fight than lose the water. The logistics of this conflict are suicidal. House Weber can field hundreds of trained levies and 15 professional knights. Ser Eustace has only Dunk, Bennis, and 8 villagers he has conscripted. These men have no armor and no training. They are being asked to stand against knights with sharpened sticks. Seeing the impending massacre, Egg suggests a way out. He carries a royal Targaryen signet ring in his boot. If he reveals his identity, the conflict would likely end the moment local lords realized a prince was present. Dunk refuses, bound by his promise to keep the boy's identity a secret. He realizes that these 8 farmers are not a military force. They are sacrifices to a minor lord's pride. To save the villagers from a hopeless battle, Dunk decides to ride to Coldmoat alone. He intends to face the opposing lord directly and find a resolution before the bloodbath begins. The ruler of Castle Coldmoat is Lady Rohan Weber. Her banner depicts a spotted spider resting on a silver web. The local smallfolk call her the Red Widow. They whisper she is a poisoner, a practitioner of blood magic, who intends to answer with fire. Her reputation is anchored in a grim statistic. She has been married 4 times, and all 4 of her husbands died under unexplained circumstances. As Dunk approaches the imposing gates of Castle Coldmoat, he must discover if his sense of honor can protect him, or if he is simply the next naive fly destined to be caught and devoured in her terrifying web.